Oh my God. Satanic panic in K-pop. In 2025, my ATs, we did it. Hi, welcome. Today we're going to be yapping about Satanic panic in K-pop, specifically related to ATs and their Lucifer merch. Now, sorry, as coffee break. Someone once commented, they're like, wow, you drink a lot of coffee. You must not know my lore. But anyways, so where does this all stem from? And ATEEZ is on tour right now. They're in your fantasy tour. If you can, go. Incredible show. They always put on an incredible show. But, and they released their merch, and part of their merch was a t-shirt design that on the back says Lucifer in your fantasy. And now we've learned some other context of that. So the song In Your Fantasy does have like lyrics that like reference Lucifer in it. And we know now that from Maddox, he was live, I believe, on Twitch or YouTube, was talking about how they were originally going to call it Lucifer. And he kind of explains that like he's a practicing Christian. And I think some other conflicts and why I support them not calling the song Lucifer, and I think Inner Fantasy fits more, is because you have Lucifer by SHINee from 2010, which we will discuss a little bit here because that is relevant as well. And I think it's interesting that he references him being a Christian, and he doesn't say he's not supporting the song being called Lucifer in your fantasy. He's talking about how other Christians would perceive it. Maddox, you are a man ahead of your time, and I have so much respect for you. But so, particularly this video popped up on my For You page, and I made a joke about the Lucifer in your fantasy t-shirt, because I was like, surely no one is going to take it that seriously. It's a $69 t-shirt. It is so ridiculously overpriced. Like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's not that deep. But, you know, is a practicing Catholic, as he's shared with us many times. And so in the good humor of fellow religious trauma, I made a joke about it, like, oh, like, I wonder if Utah like knows about this. And man, the comments, and one of these days I will stop looking at comments on videos because you just make me lose faith in humanity. That's where all joy and critical thinking goes to die. But I particularly want to talk about this video, so let's watch it.
I see a lot of people talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. A t-shirt, you know, the to match the song that they just, like the album that they just came out with. I am a follower of Christ. I have been a follower of Christ since I was, you know, into K-pop, but I've been a follower of Christ since I grew up. People got to understand, like, they're like, oh, thank God I'm not religious, thank God this, thank God that, but it's like, it's not about that. Followers of Christ are not bashing ATEEZ. They are just saying...
I'm going to stop you right there. Absolutely not true. A whole lot of people are. Now, again, it's your beliefs, I should specify, I also grew up Christian. My dad teaches Sunday school to a bunch of middle schoolers. I am very qualified to talk about this. So, making blanket statements like this is harmful, especially when they're not true, because people are bashing ATEEZ for it. It's not just about the shirt. And you mentioned that you've been a follower of Christ since you've gone into K-pop, but like your whole life. So, okay, I'm understanding that this is the way you grew up. So it's important to you. And I think that's fine.
They're simply not going to buy the shirt because it goes against what we believe. I'm not going to buy the shirt either because it's like, damn, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, as a Christian, I'm not going to feed into what my God hates. You feel what I'm saying?
Here we go. What your God hates. Who is Lucifer? Because if you think Lucifer is Satan, you are wrong. That is a different person. Lucifer actually originally comes from, from Greek and Roman mythology. That was the word for Venus. The planet was Lucifer. And it literally translates as fallen star. I'll put sources here and everything. So, do you want to know where Lucifer being Satan specifically comes from? And the thing is, I don't bash anyone that doesn't necessarily know the whole Bible. I've not read the whole Bible. I've just grown up on it. And so I feel weird having to like explain the Bible to people that actually follow Christ. Like, people get degrees in this. Like, it is complicated. and things get mistranslated. The Bible did not fall on anyone's doorsteps in English. I'm sorry you all had to find out this way. But it was mistranslated from the original Hebrew, where it's talking about a name that means like fallen star. And so fallen angel. So they gave the fallen angel the name Lucifer. But the name Lucifer is not from Christianity within itself. Does that make sense? And so where the actual name Lucifer for Satan comes from, ready? Mormons. It's always the Mormons. And so when you reiterate this stuff that, oh my God, Lucifer is Satan. And I said this, I was like, guys, this is not, you do. And there's other people with biology, Bible degrees. That's not what it's called, but stay with me. We're like, that's not, Lucifer is not in the Bible. Okay. It's a fallen angel that they gave the name Lucifer to. So Lucifer has become this larger than life character. And yeah, if you just Google, is Lucifer Satan, the AI Google is going to regurgitate that back at you. You have to do a little bit more digging and reading. I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. But you are just regurgitating Mormon talking points. And I don't want to make any judgments on people. I'm guessing maybe where you're from, that you're not Mormon. You know, are there a lot of Mormons that listen to K-pop and ATs? If you are, let me know. I'm just intrigued for data purposes. But into what your God hates. So if we go off of what your God hates, would your God hate K-pop? Because it's not music praising him. It's not dances praising God. Do you see how that's a slippery slope? And so again, I don't have a problem with Christians, but I think your logic is flawed in your victim mentality of that you think the world is always out to get you when you are the number one religion in the world. But you know, let's hear her out.
And I see somebody say like, oh, you know, it matches their theme. The name Lucifer has no power. Granted, we know that, but it's like still,
no.
Why buy something that glorifies something that we're supposed to hate? You know what I'm saying? That's
glorifies something that you're supposed to hate. What do you mean by that? Do you mean you're supposed to be afraid of Satan? You're supposed to be afraid of being damned to hell? So, because my interpretation of Christianity is that you try to live as a follower of Christ, like walk by Christ, walk by faith, and as in like a guideline for being a good person. So if you're living in fear of the 10 commandments, though, like thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, I mean, adultery, like if you've ever done any of those things, like textbook speaking wise, you're going to be going to hell. So I don't think the fear of an overpriced t-shirt is going to do that.
It's like saying like for example, oh, like I don't eat green grapes, but I'm going to buy them just for it to sit there. Why are we buying?
I'm trying not to laugh. Okay. No, the logic is there. If you don't want to wear a shirt that says Lucifer on it, don't buy it. I agree with that statement. Grapes. I bought the 𝔰𝔬𝔫𝔻𝔮 baseball jersey and I don't wear it. It does sit in my closet. So yeah, maybe that was a bad decision on my part. But here we are.
Green grapes if you don't eat them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's no point of it. And that's all followers of Christ are just trying to say. Like, they're trying to say that they're not going to buy the shirt because they don't support that. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not going to buy the shirt either. I love ATs down, but, you know, things are not bigger than my God. I'm sorry. They go for mute.
Again, that's fine. Like, you know, if your faith is very important to you, as I think it should be. I think your guidelines for being a good person should be important. And I think you should hold that above K-pop, honestly. I think when you're criticizing people that are like, oh, thank God I'm not a Christian, it's just a friendly jab. It's not that deep. And again, you're kind of just brushing off what a whole lot of people are saying about this comeback. Again, the Satanic Panic.
Music, any K-pop artist, you feel what I'm saying? Like, none of that is bigger than my God. And some people going to hate it, some people going to agree, but it is what it is.
All right. I think I've summarized about everything that I want to say, need to say there. And so I think we need to go back and talk about kind of the Satanic Panic that may or may not have happened when Lucifer by ATINY came out. And so this song came out in 2010 in July. And it was actually produced or written by BB Rexa. and she's talked about the song before. And so the lyrics are, again, it's very much tying the theme of Lucifer like to temptation. And so that is something that you see reflected in the Bible of like, and also in like Greek mythology of like being the god of temptation. Lucifer specifically, again, is a fallen angel and is sometimes associated as the devil in Christian theology, but which we are claiming here is a mistranslation because, again, it comes from light bringer in Latin. So some practices of Satanism do like believe Lucifer as a bringer of freedom, and like other religious communities are accused of worshiping Lucifer as their deity, but like that's not really confirmed. And so it's kind of just a popular figure in media, like designed for like critical thought. Does that make sense? And so if he is associated with the sin of pride and believe in having to attempt to like overthrow God, which then resulted in him being banished to hell. If what we see, and I mean, there's a show called Lucifer. Do you not watch the show? I've never seen the show Lucifer, but do you not watch the show Lucifer because of your religion? And I think that's fine, but I think that's going to fall into the same camp of people who like don't read Harry Potter because of their religion, because it's witchcraft. Like, is you reading Harry Potter going to damn you to hell? I think that's something you need to sit with and meditate on. If that's the way you want to live your life and you're happy that way, okay, that's fine. But again, I think you should not be attacking other people. Why am I not buying the shirt? Because I live in the South and people don't read the Bible here and are not going to get the metaphor or know what I'm talking about. So I'm also not going to pay $69 for the t-shirt. But so the lyrics in Shiny's Lucifer, even if I try to avoid you, I can't find a place to hide. I can't even deny you. I'm trapped by you. If this was love, if you really loved me, then don't do this to me. Her whisper is the Lucifer. So Lucifer here is a metaphor of like the temptation, right? So what we saw earlier referenced in that the sin of pride. Okay. And so I think it's actually very interesting. And we can't ever get past that conversation because you guys are so fixated on, oh my God, they reference Lucifer. Like, what if they're devil worshippers? No, please. Can we have a genuine conversation about this? And so I'm like a baby Shiny fan. I'm sorry. I was not here for all of that, but I asked a friend to kind of explain like what the climate was like when that song came out. And so what she shared is that it wasn't terrible, but people were really into the Illuminati at this time. And so there was a website that was called The Vigilant Citizen that posted like exposés on Lady Gaga and Twitter, trying to like tag them into Satanism, right? And Lucifer's breakdown was a part of that. And so there were people up in arms about it. And like SM had to release a statement about Lucifer that it was used as a metaphor that religion was great or whatever. And then like some people like boycotted this song, but it didn't gain any traction. And there were people that did unstand over the song Lucifer. And there are people that are unstanding ATs over the lyrics Lucifer and the t-shirt. It got put on a do not listen list for K-pop Christian fans, and that like warns others about artists using like Christianity in their music. And so this is what I'm saying about Christianity is that sometimes, not all of you, sometimes a whole lot of you lack thinking for yourself. You are looking for constant direction of like, does this fit my faith? But I feel like you don't want to do the actual work of reading the Bible, understanding the history, breaking down the translations. And again, it's a lot of work. It's a whole degree. So I understand to an extent we're all busy. The Bible is kind of a boring book. And it is complicated. It's not written in plain English because, frankly, it wasn't translated from English. So, but constantly looking for what are things that are okay for me to do as a Christian, is that really living? Does that genuinely make you happy? If it does, that's fine. That's great. But at some point, it might be good to think for yourself. And that if something like a t-shirt or song lyrics is so triggering and upsetting for your faith that you just can't stand anymore, might need to sit with that, might need to reflect on that. I think that might be good, because I think things should challenge your faith. I think you should be challenged to critically think. That helps you grow as a person. And some would argue would actually make you a stronger Christian. Again, I'm not practicing because I'm queer and gay, and you guys aren't really accepting of that. Sorry that you had to find out this way. But I am speaking as someone that was you and wrestled with my faith constantly, especially while I was in college and like getting my degrees. So another point is that Taemin in SHINee is also a practicing Catholic, kind of similar to Yoonho. And so some people were like questioning him and like, like since they're Catholic and well, maybe they don't have a choice. I mean, yeah, I probably not. And again, I made a joke about it because so in the literal sense, Yoonho's not credited on the song. So he did not write the lyrics for In Your Fantasy. And also it's like a job. It's a song. I think you are, like separation of church and state. I think you're able to separate your faith from your work sometimes in little instances like this. Because I don't think singing the lyrics Lucifer or singing about temptation or in a sensual song is going to damn you to hell. But that's just my opinion. And so people wrote off the Taemin thing is that since he was a minor, so like he didn't get a say in it. The Village and Citizen article is gone about SHINee. But the live journal is still available about it. And so a quotation from this is that members use their I expression to show their main song Lucifer. In Christianity, Lucifer means the fallen angel of the devil, not the devil. SHINee with a refreshing image in the past activities showed a big transformation and feeling of approaching their second album. SM expressed that a selfish heart, preserving love, wrongly threatened and repeatedly revolving appearance of an angel and a devil lovers having a vague feeling in Lucifer. So the meaning of religion is to have courage. And so, again, I just think it's interesting that we've come full circle because we frequently see like Satanism and other like devil references in pop culture. You saw it with Doja Cat, Beyonce, and it ties into those, I think, conspiracy theories a lot of Americans love, and then tying into something that you have to believe in, like religion and God, which are hard conversations, I think, to have, because I think people like to separate those worlds, and that when those worlds do collide, that it causes cognitive dissonance. I think I've covered all my points here, but just a reminder, it's a t-shirt. It can't hurt you. And I don't think you need to understand over song lyrics, but live your truth. Don't harass people. Don't harass others. And go see ATINY on tour. It's an incredible show. That's all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you want me to yap about. I always have thoughts and opinions.